Hey guys, just another piece of filler content for you while I work on other stuff. Due to all the recent Pokemon Go hype, I myself have gotten back into Pokemon. Although I don't actually play the app itself, it did get me thinking that there are some Pokemon that would work rather well in Star Wars. As a side note, at the time of when I thought of this video, I was unaware that another YouTuber, who goes by the name of Ace Trainer Liam, had also covered this topic, which when I did see it, only further motivated me to do my own list. So thanks Liam for the inspiration. Also, just to warn you, there won't be any legendary Pokemon in this list, as I feel they are rather obvious choices. Remember that this list is entirely my subjective opinion on the creatures that I think would be cool in Star Wars, based on the Pokemon that I like and or my personal experiences with them. Not necessarily the 5 best fits. Feel free to share your opinions with the community, and with that out of the way, let's get started. Number 5. Espeon. Sometimes I think it would be cool to take a different approach to a Jedi's companions. I think that it would be cool if we saw a Jedi, perhaps one that has gone rogue, if they had an animal companion. Maybe one that they've tamed or is force sensitive. I mean, just imagine what might have happened if Zana's friend La hadn't been killed and actually stayed with her. Espeon, in my opinion, would make for a great companion for a Jedi. Espeon's Pokédex entries like to remind us about how it's able to use its sense of precognition to predict the weather, and even predict an enemy's actions. Not only that, but it is extremely loyal to those it considers worthy, and there are a great many Jedi that would be worthy of such aid. A Jedi with an Espeon companion, rather than, or even as well as an apprentice, would make for an interesting story, in my opinion. Number 4. Absol. Much like the previous entry, if Absol were a force-sensitive being within the mythos, I feel it would be most attuned to its abilities of precognition and danger sense. Absol's Pokédex entries go on about its ability to sense even the slightest hint of a natural disaster, and as such, it will attempt to warn people of such events. However, since people can't understand Pokemon, and the fact that these disasters happen soon after Absol appears, it was nicknamed the Disaster Pokemon, and would be blamed for bringing these horrible events. In Star Wars, it would be a lot easier for a Force user to understand an Absol. Maybe they would communicate with each other like the bouncers of Ruson, whereby instead of talking, they imprint their thoughts into the minds of others. Overall, I think Absol would make for a great tie-in for many stories, as natural disasters are often a common obstacle that the heroes of many stories have to face, not just in Star Wars, but in most fictional franchises in general. I also think an interesting alternative would be to see an Absol fill the role that La did with Zana, for maybe a force-sensitive orphan, and see the bond that the two make as they grow up together. Number 3. Gardevoir and Glade. I was originally only considering Gardevoir alone for this spot, but I got to thinking on how both these evolutions of Curly would fit rather well in the Star Wars mythos. Both of these Pokemon would make for a great Jedi character. Known as the Embrace Pokemon, Gardevoir is known for its ability to distort dimensions and create black holes, so a character based on Gardevoir would be pretty OP. She is also known for her willingness to protect her trainer at the cost of her own life, which is a very noble and Jedi-like thing to do. Not only that, but Gardevoir has been known to communicate with others after passing on, very similar to a Force spirit. Glade is similar. Being both a fighting and psychic type Pokemon, Glade uses its powers to help predict an enemy's actions, and is known to use its mastery of courtesy and swordsmanship to protect others, which again is something that a lot of Jedi do. If you think about it, if these Pokemon were to be turned into characters in the Star Wars mythos, Gardevoir would fit the role of a Jedi Consular perfectly, being a being that mainly focuses around the use of its power to protect others, while Glade fits the role of a Jedi Guardian, primarily using its mastery of martial arts to protect others, whilst also being able to maintain a humble demeanour. Overall, these are two Pokemon that I think have a great deal of potential for a lot of creativity in the realm of fanfiction. Number 2. Lucario. I think this one is to be expected. Lucario is supposedly based on the Egyptian god Anubis, who is the god of dead and funerals. Anubis would judge the actions of souls that have since been deceased. Lucario keeps to this theme through its ability to sense a lifeform's aura. In fact, Lucario's ability to sense a single lifeform's aura is so strong, it can read creatures from over half a mile away. In the aforementioned video, Ace Trainer Liam noted that if Lucario were in the Star Wars universe, then it might need some tweaking so it could use powers such as telekinesis. However, Lucario is already good enough without, and we've even seen Jedi before that aren't especially gifted with TK, yet are still great combatants. Prime example, Corran Horn. If Lucario were to take a Jedi's role, it would likely be most renowned for its Force-enhanced empathy, similar to Depa Billaba. This makes sense when looking at its ability to detect the aura and emotions of those around it. Also, Lucario is able to manifest this aura in a variety of ways for battle, most notably in the form of the Aura Sphere, which again is similar to some other energy-based powers in Star Wars. This would further make sense given Lucario's ability to learn a decent amount of psychic-type attacks, which of course typically revolve around the use of telepathy and/or telekinesis. To me, if Lucario were a race of beings in the Star Wars universe, I feel it would have a background that was something of a mixture between the Dathomir and Night Brothers and the Voss Mystics. Given how Lucario both heavily focus around honing their martial skill, yet also intensely refine their powers as well. Something else that I feel could be used as a possible background if Lucario were a race in Star Wars is its pre-evolution Riolu could easily be seen as the younglings within its tribes, with the Lucario themselves being adults, and then a single select being of Lucario's Mega Evolution being the tribe leader. All in all, Lucario just screams Jedi to me. Number 1. Ninetales. This one may seem a bit strange to some of you. For those of you who don't know, Ninetales is a creature based on a being from Japanese mythical lore, the Kitsune. The Kitsune is a being known for both its cunning nature, ability to manipulate others, and even its ability to transform in order to fool us mere mortals. The Kitsune itself grows a new tail every 100 years, and upon gaining a total of 9, they are said to obtain nigh infinite wisdom and godly powers. And their red fur is said to change into a golden variation, which is exactly what happens when this Pokemon evolves from Vulpix into Ninetales. Not only that, but an elderly Kitsune's fur is said to change colour into silver, much like Ninetales' shiny form. A quick summary for those who don't know. A shiny Pokemon is basically a Pokemon with a different colour scheme. In the games, you have a 1 in every 8,192 chance of encountering one. For the most part, these colour swaps have little to no meaning. With Ninetales, however, you can see its relation to the Kitsune even more. Aside from all this, Ninetales' Pokédex entries repeatedly make note of the being's ability to live for 1,000 years, and its extremely high intelligence and possession of mystical powers. This explains why, much like the previous entry, Ninetales, and even to an extent, its pre-evolution, is capable of learning a lot of ghost and psychic type attacks. In addition, the Kitsune is able to transform into a spirit when it finally dies. I personally think that Ninetales' origin really opens up for a lot of different possibilities if it were a force-sensitive creature in the Star Wars universe. It could be an ancient legend, said to give wisdom, knowledge and power to those who brave a dangerous quest and subsequently proving themselves worthy of its power. It could be a being that a tribe worship as some sort of god or deity. After all, it does have the beautifully majestic look of something that fits such a role, at least in my eyes. One of the most beautiful things about all fictional franchises to me is how they offer so much in the way of one's own imagination. And Ninetales really does do just that for me. Well, ladies and gents, I hope you all enjoyed this little list. Once again, this is just my opinion, so be sure to share your thoughts on Pokemon that would work well in Star Wars, either in the comments section or even make your own video about it. Even better, If anyone watching likes to write fanfictions and wants to do a Pokemon Star Wars fanfic, let me know, as I would love to hear it. If you like, I'll even read some in a video for you. Too many talented writers go unnoticed these days. Anyway, I'm off for now, so until next time, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you to catch 'em all.